Special Ed Committee, March 6, 2023. Roll call, Barry Smith,
Here.
Melanie Gear,
She's here.
Aldo Solomon,
Here.
Nick Sims,
Here.
and Jennifer Andrews.
All right, we got everybody. Can I get a motion to dispense with reading and approve?
So moved. Second.
So moved for Mr. Allen, second for Mr. Sims. All in favor, please say aye. 5-0. I'm counting Melanie as an aye too. Okay, we have no old business. The first order of item on new business is 180223, request for consideration of National Fitness Campaign installation from myself and Miss Andrus. We have Rudy Porthoff on Zoom, we think.
Yes.
There he is. Oh yeah, there he is. Hi. Hey, Rudy.
Hello there, can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Great. Thanks for having me.
And so, just as a way of introduction, and there might be a little bit of feedback. Brian doesn't normally do these two things at one time in this room, so if we get a little feedback, y'all just kind of ignore. Jennifer and I met with Rusty and Jacob in Berkeley about this. These are installations that are being done all over the country and in the state, lots in the state currently. And it's basically outdoor recreation spaces available to the public. And so we've had a discussion with them about installing one in the city. And I'm going to turn it over to Rudy to give y'all kind of an explanation of what this is and all the different aspects of what we could do. Take it away, Rudy.
Great, thanks so much, and thanks for having me. Yeah, I know there's a little echo, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay, but no, I appreciate you letting me join the meeting and just kind of share a little bit about our campaign and what we're trying to do to drive health and fitness impact for communities across the country. Really excited to potentially support you guys with bringing a fitness court and some great healthy infrastructure to the community there. So I'm going to run through a brief presentation, and I wasn't sure, did you guys want me to show the 3-minute video, or had you already shown that to
We have not.
I think that video is awesome.
Yeah, let's go ahead and show the video as well.
Okay, let me oh shoot, hopefully that doesn't mess us up. Let me share. Let me try this. I hope it lets me.
Not gonna work, Ryan.
Oh no, did we lose it?
Okay, yeah, so never mind on the video, because of our setup, it's not gonna work, right? I'll make sure and send out the link to the video to everybody so that they can all watch it.
Okay, are you able to see my screen again?
You can go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, can you see it okay? Yeah. Perfect. Great. So this is a picture of a ribbon cutting that we did at a community, a very exciting day. Our campaign is brought to you by these various campaign sponsor partners we work with. Obviously, really excited about our support from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama and providing grant funding to communities across the state. Who we are, we're a wellness consulting firm, and basically what we're trying to do is build healthy communities by partnering with city schools and sponsors to fund, build, and activate outdoor fitness courts and make world-class fitness free for communities. And really speaking to the problems that the country is facing in terms of a health and wellness crisis is we're just seeing a lot of preventable disease issues on the rise due to folks living sedentary lifestyles, and we're really trying to support communities with building these centers for wellness in the communities and really driving a culture of wellness and helping create a much healthier and happier community. So that's what we're trying to provide as part of this campaign and our fitness court. And we've been doing this for a long time. We invented our first fitness court in 1979. We did about 10,000 of those original ones between 3 countries. We relaunched our campaign in 2012. We'll actually be bringing our 500th healthy campaign partner and community in Q2 of this year. And basically, as part of our campaign, we just really try to be a true support piece to our partners and really support them every step of the way. Helping identify a perfect location for the fitness court, all those pieces we provide in terms of sponsor support, grant funding, our installation teams, but we really just support you guys every step of the way, including some ongoing support pieces that really help drive engagement and activation within the community with our free ambassador training program, where we train up folks to be leaders on your fitness court, to lead group classes, trainings, things like that. We have a free mobile app that's available to everyone to download, so everybody kind of has their own coach in the pocket to go out and use the fitness court. court on their own. Our fitness courts are public art pieces, and you'll see some great examples of that, but we really try to provide our partners with a comprehensive community wellness program there. This is a picture of our fitness court. We think of it as the world's best outdoor gym. It's a full body weight outdoor gym, and it's designed to support really folks of all ages, sizes, and ability levels. So regardless of someone's age or where they're at on their fitness journey, they can get out and use this fitness court. They just modify movements based on their ability levels. And the great thing about that is it's not only scalable to your entire population, but it really supports them through their rest of their lives and the rest of their fitness journey, so they can continue to just modify those movements in accordance with their growing ability levels. The court's built around 7 movement zones, which are really the key critical movement patterns that are really vital to everyone in everyday life. We have a great 7-minute, 7-movement workout system that takes folks through the entire fitness court so they can get a really great express workout. These things are 100% made in the U.S. We actually manufacture them in Alabama, and all the components are sourced here in the U.S. They're built using the highest quality components, so these fitness courts can exist in your parks for many, many decades to come with very minimal maintenance. So these things are very rugged and durable and designed to last in your parks, again, with very, very minimal upkeep. And again, able to support folks of all ages and ability levels. They're also fully ADA accessible. You can see a wheelchair user pictured here in the upper left, but folks with disabilities and in wheelchairs are able to get out and use the fitness court. They can use all the upper body stations and navigate all the structures on the court. So again, fully, truly scalable to the entire community there, and support folks of all ages leading up all the way through the senior years and really through the rest of folks' life journey. And then really all the services that we provide, again, just supporting you guys every step of the way, leading up to that launch and build of the fitness court, that ambassador training program, which we'll support you guys with indefinitely to get folks trained up to be leaders on the fitness court. We typically see those ambassador trainers just kind of start to grow organically once a fitness court is launched in the community, and folks that are really active and excited about the fitness court will get requests to be trained up as ambassadors and lead their own little core groups, and really building those little cultures and communities of wellness. All of our ambassador training is ACE approved, American Council of Exercise. So again, it's very comprehensive and thorough. But again, all the support pieces with media and press leading up to that launch day and ribbon cutting. And then our ongoing support through our mobile app, which we continue to invest in heavily on an annual basis. We actually have a brand new version of our mobile app coming out next month. So we have a lot of great support pieces in there, and continue to drive that. And then being a public art piece, our fitness courts have the ability, or really are a public art piece, and have the ability to have some custom art on them as well. There's a lot of cool ways to incorporate art on these. We obviously have a lot of beautiful designs available, and then some great ways to incorporate custom art if that's an interest of the community. And then again, the recap of all the support pieces that we provide. And really to just speak to the campaign, we're building the largest public-private wellness partnership in America. What we're trying to do is hopefully get to 5,000 cities and schools by 2030, and hopefully eventually get an outdoor fitness court within a 10-minute bike ride of every American. So we really want to drive this health and wellness impact across the country. As part of our campaign in 2023, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, we have limited funding for 10 communities to participate in the program. So we're really excited to support Homewood with securing one of those grants to bring a fitness court to their community. We're trying to drive health impact throughout the state leading up through 2030, and continue to grow and expand the campaign in this fitness court network. Basically, the way our program works, we have 4 steps or pillars that our grant committee looks at in terms of awarding funding. We've already gone through most of these and satisfied these, and we're in a really good position to support you guys with that grant funding and move forward with the fitness court. And really just, identifying that wellness is a priority for communities, that healthy living is an initiative that they're really trying to make for the community. We see that definitely with you guys, and we really want to support that. And we think that the fitness court will be a great way to really help create a vital piece to your, fitness landscape and the network in general. We understand that the city and the community is, basically a giant fitness center, and creating these trail systems and park systems and fitness courts and things like that. You're really going to drive that culture of wellness that you're trying to create for the community, and really help drive down obesity rates and really combat a lot of those preventable disease issues. So that's really what we're trying to support. And then helping identify a great location, which we've already gone through some discussions around possible sites. We've got some great potential sites for a fitness court there in the community, but we'd like to see them go in visible areas that are recognizable, high visibility, active areas, places that are heavily trafficked, centrally located, and then areas that are connected to pedestrian infrastructure, trail systems, things like that. We're really trying to drive pedestrian traffic and obviously getting folks, active and out into the parks and being more healthy and fit. So this shows the overall funding requirements. And then basically we support communities with helping with, identify other federal and state grant funds that can be applied to the campaign. Also, there's sponsorship opportunities. We have a new design for 2023 with our fitness court studio, which is basically an expanded fitness court. This gives you the ability to basically have kind of a double the size fitness court. Basically, the fitness courts, standard fitness courts are half the size of a tennis court within the playing lines, 38 feet by 38 feet. A fitness court studio doubles that, basically becomes 38 by 76, which is the full size of a tennis court within the playing lines. And we came up with this concept based on feedback from a lot of partners to support creating a larger outdoor space to do outdoor group classes and things like that, where they can do yoga, Zumba, Pilates classes, all kinds of different outdoor classes. It basically gives folks 2 programmable classrooms, 2,000 square feet of wellness infrastructure, edge to edge art mural options. So a lot of cool things you can do with that. And as I mentioned before, we've already gone through a lot of these steps, and we're getting prepared to hopefully support you guys with moving forward with grant funding and getting a fitness court launch there in the community. So that's pretty much the presentation. Does anyone have any questions at this point?
I can tell y'all that it's interesting. Nobody really knew that Jennifer and I were having these discussions with the park guys. And randomly, she got an email from somebody saying, we need one of these. And then I had an email from a guy who's one of my constituents. He lives in Ward 4, who works for Blue Cross Blue Shield, and was like, hey, we're doing this program. I don't know if you've heard about it. We're like, actually, yes, we have. So Blue Cross Blue Shield is one of the grant agencies that is giving money to communities for doing these. And Jacob has actually already started working on the grant application for us. He is in the process of doing that now. And we did on the phone with Rudy kind of go through the city and talk about possible sites for these. The 2 places that we really kind of landed on were on the front of Central Park. There is that kind of what we call it's the old oil change. Yeah, the old Hippie Lube place. That really can't have anything on it because of it having been used as an oil change place. And for years, the park board has been trying to come up with what we could do there that might be useful. So that was one site that we. No, not the skate pad. No, up on the front corner, like on the side of the
Where they hang the banners.
Where they hang the banners next to the playground. Yeah, because there used to be an oil change place on that corner years ago. So that was our one place, because they do want it to be an invisible place so that people can see it. Also a place that's connected, which obviously this is because of all the sidewalks that we have that head to the park. So it kind of checks both of those boxes. The other place that we talked about was on the other side of the park, on the Manhattan side of the park, where that currently there's that gravel parking lot place. Because it's not as visible, obviously, because it's not on the corner of Central and Oxmoor. But still, lots of people are on the backside on the Manhattan side. So we identified that as a possible location as well. And it would just kind of depend on size. Again, based on the fact, Homewood is such an active community. We're all about, riding bikes, running, walking. Got the F3 guys working out, and we actually
offered to.
Yeah, they've actually, they have apparently, the F3 has just established a charitable arm of that group. And they have even talked about, because there's the possibility of doing sponsorships. Well, they could help fund it. They could help fund it.
Yeah.
The F3 guys, they have a charitable component that would do that. And so we could, work with people to possibly come up with money that way. And then also there's the grant. And Rudy told us in our meeting with him, they do feel like we would be eligible for they think we would be attractive as a grant recipient, and that we would probably, get a higher amount because we do have a visible location and we are a community that values exercise and fitness and wellness and health.
And there's currently one at Veterans Park.
Yes.
And then Brittany, do you want to go around the state and sort of mention the other communities that you guys have installed?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We've got Hoover, Leeds, near the Huntsville area. We've got Hartselle. We will have 4 in Huntsville by the end of, I believe, this year. So they're going to have 4 different locations in different parks. Florence has one. We've got a couple down near Mobile and Saraland and Pritchard. We've got one near Birmingham area. We've got one over near our plant in Munford. Oxford will have one in the spring. I believe we've got around 15 sites throughout the state, and this is really our second year in partnership with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. So we want to continue to grow that network out. But that's several of the communities. I'm trying to name them off the top of my head, but that's a lot of the nearby sites that we have.
And Rusty and Berkeley, did you go with Rusty and Jacob that day that they went over to Veterans Park?
I'd already been.
You'd already been to see it? Yeah. Yeah, so they've taken a field trip over to the one in Hoover to check it out, and it really, y'all, it's really,
It's mind blowing. I mean, the video, when we'll send the video out, I mean, it is
yeah,
so much fun and exciting. And, you know, I can just see it in constant use. I mean, people already go to the park and, you know, try to make do on, you know, like
Yeah.
you said, the old, skate pad
Skate pad, right.
where the amphitheater is and everything. I mean, I know I've done that before.
yeah,
To have something like this, and then to incorporate a public art element to it as well. We talked about having that face out, to the Oxmoor area, see a little bit of privacy if you're working on the other side of the wall, but yet you still know it's there. And then to have that element of public art included in it is even better.
So what's the total cost of the project, do you know?
Rudy, total cost, not including the grant funding and all that, just like what is the total cost of a standard standard court installation?
Yeah, so this shows basically the breakdown. The overall funding required for the fitness court, all the campaign services, is a total of 155,000. And we do have grants available through our partnership with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. So we have variable grants. We have $30,000, $40,000, and $50,000 grants, depending on the strength of the application. And as I mentioned in our discussions, that I feel strongly that we'll qualify Homewood for a very definitely one of the higher end grants. So hopefully in the $40,000 to $50,000 range to support the fitness court. And then basically we have standard art options included as part of our campaign. We also have some additional funding, custom art options. But after the grant funding is applied, the local funding match to participate in the program is basically in this 105 to 125 range. So that's really the local funding match that we're looking at, is this range here, depending on which grant is applied. And essentially we basically have this total funding, and then the grant gets basically discounted out of that. That's how we do the program, and that's what's most convenient for most communities. So basically the grant discounts the overall funding requirement. So 105 to 125 is really what we're looking at. And then we do have a couple other components where we do ask our partners to provide a concrete slab for those fitness courts to go on. It's a 38 by 38, 4-inch thick slab. As I mentioned, it's half the size of a tennis court within the playing line. So pretty simple, and relatively small slab. There's no reinforcements or rebar. It's just standard wire mesh. So pretty value engineered. And then we do have an installation team that can come in and install the fitness court for you guys once that concrete slab is in place. There's a separate funding requirement for that of 25,000, which gets billed from our installation team. So essentially the first piece of the local funding match is this 105 to 125, and then these other components, which will be included in the future, the installation and obviously the slab. So
And we did talk about being able to do the slab in-house, since we do have people that can do that. So that that cost probably wouldn't be as high as that.
Are we,
And let me ask you real quick, if we were to take, which we will, obviously, I think there would be people that would be happy to put sponsorships up.
Yeah.
For example, F3, is there a signage opportunity for them or marketing opportunity for them, to put up, to say thanks to our friends at, following sponsors, or?
I'm sure we.
Yeah, do y'all do that, Rudy, or is that something that we would do if we wanted to, if we did get some sponsors to help? Is there something from y'all that lists those sponsors, or is that something that we would be responsible for?
yeah, so we have the ability to incorporate sponsorship recognition on the fitness court. We have a kind of a sponsor board that basically is on the user facing side of the fitness court, where we can incorporate different logos. I don't know if you can see these smaller pictures here, but shows a couple different images where we've incorporated sponsor logos on there. Obviously the main side is more of a kind of an art element with or the back side of the wall, I should say, is more of an art element. And then we have recognition for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama and their support for the campaign, as well as our NFC logo. We can also include a city name, logos, things like that. But yeah, we can incorporate additional sponsor partners, and we have a cool user facing sponsor board essentially on the wall itself. So
All right.
Carlos, I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I just want, I was thinking about the finance implications, and I just want to make sure, because like what the ask is, trying to get a sense of what the ask is, right? Are we asking to be part of a campaign that will allow us to fundraise to try to meet sponsorships and whatnot? And then will it have to go to the finance committee in case the rest of it?
Yeah, I think it would definitely have to go to finance for some, but I think we, and I don't know the timing, would we put it on finance before we find out what our grant is, or will we wait until we find out what the grant is?
So I'm trying to figure out,
I think you would wait till,
We know,
otherwise how do you know what the ask?
right, exactly, and
I would think after we submit it to Rudy, then we find out what
the
we can
grant,
qualify for. Then come back and say, okay, yes, and then I think for us too, I think there's some opportunities to do some fundraising.
Agree.
I think so.
I would be happy about
I know I've got a couple that
Same.
have been inspired a long time. It could be interesting.
Yeah.
Even if you look at UAB's Live Health Smart stuff, I mean, I think that there has to be, and my encouragement would be for us to try to forcefully go after sponsorships to reduce.
the
Absolutely.
cost, no,
cities.
I would
absolutely,
be happy to do
yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah,
I would be all with that.
Come on.
yeah, no,
No, I definitely, yeah.
no, I think that's
I mean,
definitely
it's
the
a
theory.
natural, yeah, I mean, it's a natural
I think,
fit.
I
This-
think we've got some people that would be very interested
I agree with that.
in supporting it, yeah.
good opportunity.
Yeah, so I would say. Yeah, I mean, y'all can forget the way you want to, but if the only real issue is the funding, then y'all can accept this report and then we can put it on the agenda for finance whenever you're
We
ready,
get when we find out what okay,
what the ask is.
all right, okay. Well, Rudy, thank you so much for walking us through it. We really do appreciate it. I think, I know Jennifer and I are super excited about it, and I know the guys in the park are too, so, and I think we'll send out the video, link to everybody so they can watch the video, because it really is incredible. But we thank you for your time and for waiting on us. We appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And we're really excited to be potentially partnering with Homewood to bring healthy outdoor fitness infrastructure to the community. So really excited to have you guys join the campaign. So thanks so much for your time.
Okay.
Put one in my yard.
Yeah, exactly.
The Carlos Alman Memorial Sport Court. Okay, so we will carry, no, I guess we don't need to carry it. I guess we need to just
Move to accept the report.
Okay, all right, motion from Ms. Anders, second from Nick, from Mr. Sims. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, so we have accepted that report, and then we will follow through with the grant giving and figure out money and potential sponsorship options that maybe can cut that price down. And I think the 20,000 for the thing, we talked about that. I think we can do that in-house and eliminate that cost too, so. Okay, second item, 19, I think we still have one. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. 190223, public hearing set for March 13th, 2023 at 6 p.m. for consideration of a sign variance at 126 Barber Court. Jeff Belt, Mayfield Dairy, White Pew. Mr. Pew, do we know?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeff Belt was coming from Tennessee. I guess he couldn't make it.
Okay.
I can explain this. I can explain.
Oh, Lord.
Every day's fun.
I swear I can explain. All right, so right here, they want to put up a monument sign. It's on their property, but it requires a variance. It's well, for one, a monument sign is supposed to attach to the ground by its entire base. Well, this one clearly doesn't. They want to leave it on the trailer. They want the
So
trailer
that's-
to be.
that's
So
the
that is
monument
literally
sign?
the sign.
That's the
Yeah,
monument
I
sign.
should explain that out.
Is that the original count? Seriously, they used to have a cow.
They used to have a cow out there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I agree.
I think they had to get it refurbished.
Now the cow that can travel.
It's a traveling cow.
So I don't know, Jeff is here, he can tell you, but he said they want to leave it on the trailer,
Okay.
but mount it on a concrete base.
Okay, so the trailer would be mounted onto the concrete with the cow sitting in it,
So
okay.
the trailer would be part of the monument. The second variance would be the area for a monument sign. The max area is 150 square feet per the ordinance. This one takes up 297 square feet in a box, so that's 147 square foot variance.
Okay, so this is back on the side, right? Is this on the side of the business? Yeah,
Yes,
over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so over there. So it's on their property, it just requires variance because it's too large and it doesn't sit onto the ground actually, or into the ground. Okay, it's
It's
not
a
like the
mascot.
Milo's, it's not like the Milo sign
We
across
need
over
a
here.
new category for mascot.
Wow.
They did a cow exception.
Are there
Are
no
they-
issues if it gets knocked down? Isn't that the reason why we have it? Like, are there,
Yeah, is there any kind of, that it would tip over or?
Well.
or cow tipping?
That's like.
That would take a lot of work,
Actually, let me tell
man.
you something, this is one reason I know this was a cow. That cow has been stolen, back in the day, the cow was stolen and taken other places at various times, including as a senior prank on the top of Mountain Brook High School one year. And so it is sort of a thing.
But I mean, so this one, I assume, it's attached to the trailer?
Yes.
And then the
Yes.
trailer is going to be in concrete?
Yes, that's what was described to me.
In concrete?
Yeah, they're gonna put the whole
Okay.
thing on
It'll be on
concrete.
concrete pedestal.
Yeah, so the whole thing will be on
In
concrete.
concrete,
Yes, I mean, I assume it's gonna be, yes, yes,
It's mounted to the concrete slab.
yes, so that it won't be able to go.
If people ask why I voted for this, I'll
Is
say
there-
it's good, it's a cow.
Okay, so this does require a public hearing, so we will have a public hearing.
Is there gonna be writing on the side of the cow?
I think, well, so, Wyatt, is just that little round thing down there, is that the only, word?
Signage.
Yes.
That's the only sign.
That's correct, yeah, they're not gonna put any
Okay.
kind of big lettering or anything on the side, this is it.
Well, I would move to send out that recommendation pending a public hearing.
All right, motion
Second.
made by Ms. Andrews, second from Mr. Allemont. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
5-0. That will be a public hearing next week. I guess just tell, Mr. Belt that, we'll be in public hearing next week.
You said he'd be here.
2002-23, public hearing set for March 13th, 2023 at 6 p.m. for consideration of sign variance at 254 Green Springs Highway. Ali Nusher, Shell, White Pew, and this is another window coverage
Window
situation.
sign, yeah. So there are 4 signs in the front, that are covered at 100%.
Yeah, I know. Who knows?
And as far as like, being covered, I mean, that's one thing, but it's covered with a sign.
Yeah, it's covered, it's like it's an advertisement as well,
That's
in
the
addition to being.
I mean, if it was just partially an advertisement and then the rest of it was just black.
Right.
That would be okay, I mean, you can cover your windows, there's nothing that says you can't cover your windows, but in a sign, with a sign.
Right, for Coca-Cola. And Andy had mentioned this, and I had never really considered about it, and I actually talked to and by the way, I just want y'all to know, the Ace guys have fixed theirs. They were out there when I was there on Friday taking care of it, and the owner is the nicest guy in the whole entire world. And Andy had mentioned to me that, several of the police officers have mentioned, it's kind of scary for them to walk into a building that they can't see into. Like if you're going in somewhere and you have no idea what's on the other side of that window because you can't see through it because it's a giant sign, it's a little, off-putting.
Safety issue.
Yeah, safety issue. So, and I had never really thought about that, and I don't think, most people do. But certainly, you can't see through that, and who knows what's happening inside the shell. So, this will be in a public hearing next week as well. And,
Move to send out without recommendation.
all right,
pending public
same
hearing.
motion from Ms. Andrus, second from Mr. Allemont. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
5-0. That is public hearing next week, and we are adjourned.